Back, everybody. Can the power of a positive attitude carry you through this very negative economy?
We're going to hope something can. Empowerment consultant and psychologist Dr. Brenda Caldwell says, yes, indeed, a positive attitude is exactly what you need. Brenda, welcome back to Live at 9.
Thank you for having me.
You know, one of the things that we're so afraid of in this economy, we feel so uncertain because we feel out of control.
Yeah.
And you say attitude is the one thing you can control.
I absolutely do. You know, in this economy right now, if ever there was a time to be positive, it's now. It's the only thing that we really can control. You know, a lot of people have lost jobs. A lot of people have lost homes and those kinds of things. So, you know, how do you stay up? How do you keep yourself going? You know, and I just believe that I live by the positive attitude. I think I'd like to share about that. So I'd like to talk about 4 main ways to stay positive.
And some of those 4 main ways would include what?
Yeah, I'll call them the 4 takes. Okay. Take number 1 is take control of your thoughts. If it's anything that we need to take control of, it's our thoughts in terms of learning to when you find yourself thinking fearful and doubtful and worried and stressed, you need to be able to change that line of thinking, to be able to think, you know, I'm going to get a job. I need to condition my mind to think positive.
But if I look at it from that positive standpoint, which I can see the benefits, at the same time, somebody might be watching us saying, well, is this also a realistic approach? Am I still dealing with the here and now, what's really going on in my life?
Well, absolutely. You still want to deal with the here and now. You still got to focus on, you know, paying the bills. You still got to focus on, you know, keeping yourself going. But mentally, you know, in order not to have what we would think is a mental breakdown, you've got to be able to think, you know, positive. You got to still be able to think in your mind, because if you train your brain to think in such a way that today's going to be a great day, you know, today my job will come, today, then what happens is it keeps you in the right frame of mind to believe that something good is going to happen. If you believe it, then the tide has to turn at some point. So thinking positive is number 1, training the mind to think positive.
Because if you put it out there, won't you carry yourself in a more confident way and good comes back to you? Is that what it is? What's number 2?
Number 2, I call is take time to condition your mouth to speak positive. In the same way an athlete has to train him or herself for a long race, we don't know how long this economy is going to be the way it is. And so in terms of speaking positive, it's important. Our words are very powerful. You know, if we change our words, we can really change our life. I believe that.
So how do we condition our mouths to be trained that way?
I'm so glad you asked me, Alex. This is how you do. You wake up in the morning and you really say, you know, today is a great day. Something good is coming my way. You know, today my job is coming forth. Today I'm healthy. You know, there's a lot of concern about the healthcare industry right now and what's happening. You know, but if I focus more on, you know, having good health, you know, and telling myself that I have good health, I'm whole, those words are very powerful because your brain gets that signal and it really makes a major difference in terms of how you approach your life.
Would you even go so far as to say you should set the alarm 5 or 10 minutes early and actually speak these empowerment statements to your mirror? And I know that sounds hokey, but a lot of people suggest that, and that it really does work.
Well, you know, in my book, I talk a lot about affirming and learning how to affirm yourself. And it's one thing about it, the words are so powerful. So whether you're looking in a mirror or you're walking around your house, just getting your brain, speaking it. Those words are very powerful to say that my life is changing for the better. When you say that, it makes you feel better. It makes you have the right positive mindset for the day.
We mentioned at least 2 steps. Step number 3.
Step number 3 is take care of yourself physically. You know, in terms of exercise releases chemicals called endorphins that make you feel good. And when you feel good, you're mentally ready for the day. You know, it's so important to take care of yourself, doing something good for yourself. You know, exercising helps tremendously in terms of keeping you in a positive frame of mind. And it's important to know that because the Mayo Clinic just put out a study and they talked about the 7 benefits of exercise, and at the top of the list was it affects your mood.
So even if we don't feel like exercising, we should do it, Brenda.
Absolutely, because there are benefits. It's going to change the attitude. It keeps your attitude positive.
And then all day you're putting out that positive attitude.
You're putting it out and you get it back.
So number 4.
Step number 4 real quick is take time to do regular acts of kindness. may not think that this helps the attitude, but if it's one thing that gets my mind off me, it's doing something for somebody else. And so those regular acts of kindness, whether it is, you know, taking an old friend out to eat, or calling a senior citizen that you haven't talked to in a long time, or visiting a homeless shelter, just doing something that's thoughtful for someone else.
So try not to be so self-absorbed as many of us can be.
Absolutely.
Thinking our problems are bigger than the next person.
And it's nothing like, you know, finding that your problem is not as big when you find out, you know, that somebody else is going through something.
And then that again creates that positive attitude. So really it all boils down to one, is have that positive attitude.
Have that positive attitude and approach life that no matter what's going on, you still have something positive to offer, and things are going to happen. Things are going to look up. So never give up. Look up and keep going.
Oh, I feel better already. Thank you, Doctor.
What?
Thank you.
Woo. Now I'm going to go exercise, because that was one thing I didn't do this morning. Here's where to find Dr. B, BrendaCaldwell.com. Visit her online. She has a lot of great advice. All right, coming up next, some folks who are extremely positive. You've seen them on national TV, and they're from right here in Memphis. The one and only, the Beale Street Lippers.